Hey guys, welcome to Pretty in Plants. Welcome to my channel. Today is spa day for the plants. This is a very, very important episode, and whether your plants are in dirt or in leca, but especially if they're in leca, today is the day that you need to tune in and watch the whole show. Stay tuned and I will take this mask off. See you in a sec. Okay, so today is spa day for the plants. Spa day is very important. A mask on your face and you're you're leaching out all of the product that you've been using on your skin. Your products will work better, and when you do a spa day for your plants and you leach out the minerals and you leach out the salts from the roots, bam, they are going to take off again. They're going to drink their fertilizer again. They're going to be happy again. If your plants have been in semi-hydroponics for 2 months, 3 months, even sometimes a couple of weeks, and you're noticing root burn on the leaves, it's probably time for a spa day. Okay, let me show you these little burn. See that? That's a little bit of root burn. And so it's time for a spa day. Now, I did the spa day already on this, and wow, did it love the spa day. Let's get started. It's important to leach the roots of your houseplants, period. Or plants in pots if you have a plant in a pot outside. Like I've noticed, I have a couple of plants that are just kind of like not doing quite as well. There can be different reasons, but a lot of times it's mineral buildup in the soil or mineral buildup, fertilizer buildup. And I'm going to read a little bit. As salts build up, plants have a harder time drawing up water. This can lead to browned, wilted, or lost leaves and slow growth. If too many salts build up, the plant will draw moisture from its own root tips and die. So for this reason, knowing how to leach houseplants is important for its health. Leaching houseplants every 4 to 6 months will make for clear soil and healthy plants. Those are plants in soil, and I have not leached my plants yet. A lot of people flush their plants, they just run water through. I think that helps, but that's not, in my mind, that's not really leaching the roots. So what causes the roots, what causes you to need to leach the roots is the fertilizers are in a solid state and they're added to a liquid. And when they're in the pot, sometimes your plants will not drink very much fertilizer. They drink less fertilizer in the winter than they do in the summer. If they have, like if you have two plants next to each other and one's starting to get some buildup on the top of the leca, exact same plants planted exact same time, one of them has less buildup, one has more. It's probably the root system, is not drinking as much fertilizer, and so now the fertilizer is hardening, crystallizing, and becoming a problem in your pot. So how do we solve this? How do we do a spa day for our plant? My plants needed a spa day. I'm seeing some browning and yellowing and root burn, and I'm like, it needs to be flushed. What do I do? So I went to Michael's Orchids, and I will list his link down below. And I also went to the Orchid Girl. She posts every single day, and started with the orchid community because I had orchids. Now I'm doing houseplants, and so they're bigger, and you don't have to, I feel like you don't need to leach the roots quite as often. I use reverse osmosis water, and I use such a small amount of fertilizer that I really don't, I kind of got a free pass for 3 to 4, maybe even 6 months. I don't have to do it, but at some point I finally have to bite the bullet and do it. And so I did it today. It was very easy, very simple. I used reverse osmosis water or distilled water, and it was magic. Okay, let's see if we can get this to, see that little dot on there? It's kind of cool. I looked in the pots once I finished. I'm gonna show it on the screen. So this is actually fertilizer. It looks like a rock, and this is this is salts that my plants, what you do is you're gonna fill up. The plants are in self-watering containers already, so there's no hole in the bottom. To the top of the jar or your pot, and you're gonna let it sit there for an hour. Now, Michael's orchids, he does it an hour. Danny, with her program, she only does it 10 minutes. I have a feeling there's like a magic number in there, but I'd have to do more testing. And I wanted to go ahead and talk about this because this is really important if you're noticing like brown spots. Oh, the other thing is sometimes I'm really guilty of this. I did too much fertilizer at the beginning with my new baby plants, and the smaller the plant is and the newer it is to semi-hydroponics, you want to not do any fertilizer, just do water for the first 3 or 4 weeks. Well, 80 plants, before I found this out, I just dumped nutrient water on my brand new plants and they survived, but a lot of them did turn yellow. A lot of them didn't like it. So what that means is they didn't take up that fertilizer. And so that fertilizer is just getting crusty and musty inside that pot. So, and they're still telling me every time I water, they're getting some like little yellow on the tips, little brown. That isn't overwatering. That's actually fertilizer that's kind of burning the roots a little bit. So how do we take care of this? You're gonna dump reverse osmosis water or distilled water or even tap water in your pot, fill it up. I did it for an hour because that's what Michael's orchids did. Danny does hers really often, so she actually like does this every 2 weeks. I can't do that. I don't have that kind of time. My pots are really large. That's too much for me. I can do this every 3 or 4 months though. And so that's what I did. Today, I have an RO system, a reverse osmosis watering system. It only puts out 3 gallons of water and then it's done and I have to let it reboot itself. So I was able to get in like 10 plants today. I filled them up. My largest plant that I did was my pothos, one of my pothos that just sits up on a shelf and grows lots of leaves and is doing great. It's not showing any signs, but I've had it up there for so long. I'm like, you need a spa day. So that's where I got this mineral. It had lots of pebbles with lots of minerals on them. They were white, they were ugly. And then after the hour, I went ahead and I turned the faucet to warm water. Now this is just tap water now. And I pushed the warm water through the plant, like I took it out of the cache pot, pushed the warm water through the plant, and it just so rotten roots, those little mineral salts could kind of go out the bottom of the interior pot. Then I washed out the cache pot, put the system back together, and then put my regular nutrient water in the bottom, about a fingertip full, because all the rocks are wet. So I just want about a fingertip of nutrient water. Now, if you go to Danny's video, she's very good at the science and all of that stuff. I just watched the videos and did it today. Was so happy. The LECA was completely clear. There's absolutely no minerals on my plants that I did, and they looked like they just were refreshed, revitalized, and had a spa day. But really, you're also leaching the LECA, because the LECA actually comes with mineral content in it. And then if you're using tap water and nutrient water to water your plants, you're adding more and more. The water has 0 parts ppms in it, so 0 parts in it. Then when I add fertilizer, it's going to add particles to it. If you're using tap water, my tap water is pretty hard, and so I think it has 300 or 350 ppms. Then I add some fertilizer to that. Then I pour that in my plant. It's getting a lot of particles in there, and it can only process so many particles. So this is really important for your plants. If you have any, I want to show you my Adansonii. It's right there. What it is some root burn going on. So I'm gonna do it with him today. Just going to fill him up with RO water, 3 months or so. Really, you'll know, your plant will start talking to you like something's not right in here. My roots are not doing well. And this is one more little bit of information that hopefully will help you about leaching the roots. It's helping me even with some of my pots outside. They do well for 3 years, and in the 4th year they're like, and they're ones that I actually fertilize a lot. So I'm like, oh, I just need to fill it with a hose, like tape the bottom, fill it with a hose for an hour, or probably the outside pots I would just do 10 minutes, let the water out, and that will leach out all of those extra minerals and deposits in there and give the plant the boost that it needs. So hope this helped y'all. I will be doing the drawing today or tomorrow, and then Wednesday we'll draw 5 winners of your Let's Get Started semi-hydroponics box, and I will be mailing them. So if you didn't sign up for the drawing, make sure it was my video 1 week ago. Go look at it, sign up, have a great day. Hope y'all are getting your turkey ready if you're in America, and see you later. Bye-bye.